Why, hello there, guildies. I know some of you have been out and about doing your own thing, and that's all good by me. Earlier tonight, we did a little run in Star Wars, The Old Republic. It was quite fun. Would have been nice to have wrapped it up, but unfortunately we didn't. That's okay. I was running around earlier, nobody was on, so I went ahead and popped into my little Minecraft world here. Whoops. As you can see, it's pretty much just a desert island. And it has a few trees on it, and I found a couple cows, and I've bred up a few of them. But I got a lot of stuff going on, but this is my little Minecraft world that I've been playing on. And as you can see, there's nothing over here. When I first got here, all of this was sand, and I grabbed it all and went over that way and started building a sand house, but then realized I didn't really have enough time to build a house out on the surface level, so what I did was found a little hole to dig into and shore up for the night. This was a little wheat farm, but I've since moved all my wheat inside because I've got sick and tired of coming out here and dealing with all of the mobs that would spawn around, and like skeletons in the water and boomers, and they're all right there. So I'm actually see, there's one right there in the middle of the day, and there's a skeleton. As I said, they're always around, and sometimes they get me, and well, they don't get me recently. And in fact, I don't think I've died but maybe once on this particular server. Anyways, this was the Dexteram seed that Xiphus and I were going to run around on, but before we saw the Dexteram capital D seed that had a whole bunch of clay on it, and I got really excited about that, so we ramped up an amplified world and started doing that. Unfortunately, he's been busy with work, so here I am on my own little server. Actually, this is at my home computer. This is just offline play. But this was all the stuff I had been working on, and pretty much cleared up all of this grass. There's still a couple trees here, and I've been kind of putting that off, but hold on, let me go show you what's going on. I'll get to that in a minute. Got my sugar cane there. So I stopped, as you can see, I'm trying to torch up the place. That's what, long story short, too late. I'm trying to put torches up so I don't get as many mob spawns. So I've been just putting them every 4 just to have a nice even number, doing it 4-bit style. Anyways, throughout the process here, there's a bunch of things I've been doing. As you can see, it's a little small island, right? I got my sugar cane over there. And one of the first things I did was run a tree farm. Look at him. There he is. He's trying to get some. I'll teach him what's up. Anyways, during the process of getting started, I had multiple trees up here growing, and this was my little house. As you can see, I've since moved all of this wheat into here, and that's just because, like I said, I didn't want to have to deal with all the mobs while I was needing food for something that's going on in here. I have a cow farm actually inside now. I was breeding them out front, but then I decided again I wanted to have a little security so I could just do it inside whenever I wanted, if in case I missed being able to sleep in the bed because there was mobs nearby. This whole thing, there was like a little crack here, and underneath here, almost all of this was water. So I put in all of this sand and just left 4 here for my infinite water supply, and then came over here and, you know, crafted up a shovel, mining pick with some stone, and just zoomed straight down. That goes all the way to level 12. And pulled out some iron, came up here, made a bucket, and started moving things around and doing different things. Well, one of the first things I did, is it sunny out? Oh, don't look at that, was plant sugarcane. You know, always busting it and popping it out and going. But one of the first things I did was built this tree farm over here. Now, it's not automated or anything. It's just a simple little thing I put together. And just so I can come out and get trees or get wood whenever I wanted to. So instead of doing all of that, I could come over here. In fact, I'm going to go and sleep in this bed, and then I'll come back and tell you a little bit more about that. All right, so that was real quick. Now it's morning. A little piece of grass. I'm in the process of finalizing the tidying up of my home base, little planet here. Anyways, I came over and I took all the sand. All of this sandstone is converted sand. I had first landed here and grabbed all that sand from over there and along this beach here and started building a sand house, like right here. But it was big and unmanageable, and decided to just rip it all down intermittently and built this tree farm. And it's pretty simple. I think it's 24 to, let's see, 4, 8, 16, 24 by 4, 8, 10. 8 and 8, 16, 17. So let me get a running start here. Whoop. All right, so down here is just some infinite water supplies, and they just stream into the central section. And then from there they go 7, then 7 more, then 8 to a simple hopper into a chest. And that's on the other side. Alright, but I went with this sandstone. I turned all the sand into sandstone. Along the way I found some sandstone, there's some right there, in this, so it wasn't quite that difficult. But I like the look out of it. I thought it looked pretty good. I tried to make it minimalist. This is pretty much cut down from what was a dirt hill. Right? So all of this was cut back. This dirt is original dirt. And this was cut back, rather than emptying out the whole thing and then cutting it down. This is what I decided to do. And then the other half is down into the collection room here. So I left this little workbench there, the double barrel. I'm almost out of stuff, but you know what? I'm going to go out there and chop some things up anyway, so we'll get that going. Look down there. So that's the stream. I like having a view of this ocean because I really like this sea. The reason I came back to this, first things first, Mike got picked up a new gig somewhere. So he's been really, really busy with that, extremely busy with that, and unable to play with me. So I've had to come up with my own entertainment. So here I am playing Minecraft on my own. And I like this view. When we were searching around for Dexteram seeds for us to work on together, this was the one I found, and I thought it was really cool. Plus, I'll talk about that in a second. Out here a bit is a guardian place. There's a very small island over there and a very small island over there, but I have a map I'll show you that I finally got together. But let me go ahead and clear all this out of here. How much stuff is in there? Should I get rid of it yet? Let me get rid of this side. Let's do it. Okay, I've cleared out, I've stripped out this one little stretch of tree here. Ooh, there's an apple. And in a few moments, all of these leaves will start to decay, and you'll be able to get a really good look of what it looks like. But while that's happening, I will go over here and pick up this apple and talk about what this is all about. Those 4 torches, as it happened, are the center of my spawn chunk. So I made a compass, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. There's the spawn center. Now from that spawn center, I went out 64 squares, and 32 more after that, and 64 more after that for scale. And while I was out there, I saw an island over there that had acacia wood. It was the acacia biome. I forget what they're called. But I went ahead and went over there, scooped up some acacia, and came back and planted it down in the center of the wood farm. Now, I know it's not going to grow because of these planks overhead, and at the time I didn't think anything of it. I just stuck them there so they'd be somewhere. Now what I'm going to end up doing is, as you can see, the leaves are starting to decay. I'm going to leave this one and this one, but I'm going to take this one out. And I think what I'm going to do is strip, before I do that, I'm going to strip everything down so you can see what it looks like. Oh wait, I'm over here anyways. Let me grab that map I was going to grab. Where's that map? Pretty sure it's down here. Oh yeah, so I made that tree farm, and one of the first things I did was put together this smelter. It's just, you know, fuel. The thing to be smelt goes in there, just funneled into that guy. The fuel for the smelter comes in and goes there. and then the output gets sucked out by that guy and put in there. And what I've been doing is clearly just making charcoal at this point because I got plenty of trees to do it with. So I made all of this trees, all of this wood stuff because it's all I had at the time. There's my compass, there's my map. Let's see what I'm going to do with this. That's right, I wanted to. Over here, real fast, is a chicken breeder. It works automatically. Right now I've got it, because I haven't been into the nether yet to get nether quartz in order to make, what's the word I'm looking for? Not a repeater, but a comparator. So this is just running on a simple torch burnout. Let me see if you can peek underneath it. Blink! So that's 3 different torches that are trying to power one circuit line, and it's causing an ongoing infinite power tick, 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 tick. And this thing just turns it on and off, right? So that means there's a dispenser and getting power. I'll tell you about this, anybody who wants to hear more about it, but this is just a chicken breeder farm. You can check almost any Hermitcraft video for one of those. Those guys are always building this. Alright, so that's good. Over here is a cow breeder. This is a pretty standard square pattern. You could do it in a much denser format like that. I only did this one in a dense format because it was completely hands-free automation. I could, in theory, turn that lever, click, leave it on, and just go caving and splunking, what have you. This is my cow farm. You know, you come down here, you feed them up, and they're hovering over a piece of water that's streaming around, but there's gaps down in there and then on the closer side, and little cows pop out, and infinite water streams down to here, and through there, and through, and then out the other way, and there's a little cow place. Alright, this is, there's the water stream, you can kind of see it. Why such a tight fit, you might ask? Well, you remember this is an island, so there's not very, this is only like 4 levels down, so I ran into the water real fast. Little maintenance shaft, right? Down here is where the little cows spawn. They come out the water and boom, right here. They grow up, and then I kill them. Get all that experience, that sweet, sweet experience, and be about my business. This is the map. This is what I've been able to explore. I built the map, and then I made it one bigger, and this is where we're at. Let me see. I can't really change. There's a little light blue splotch that's right of center. We'll call it east, southeast, and that's where the Guardian thing was. And my island's over there on the left-hand side. There's something else even further to the west of the map, perspective, and that's the acacia tree area. I need to expand my map once more and have a better look at that, but let me put that away for now. Anyways, the cows will come down here, and oh yeah, because I had all that wood and I have all these cows, I managed to make a couple bookshelves here, some storage. You know, I still got plenty of extras. I had a pretty nice pick there. Fortune 3 is what I was gunning for, but you know, I'll take what I take. Then here's my enchanting table. Boink. Just a little thing. Back behind there at enchantment level, and the one above it is a bookshelf as well, so it gives it maximum level, such that it is. I was going to use the Minecraft, the minecart with the box, the chest minecart, whatever it was, to make bookshelves, functional bookshelves. That's why the anvil is here, because I was naming them and getting them ready, and they started bouncing all over the place. I mean, I was under the I know it was just kind of a glitchy thing anyway, so it was hopeful to think that it was going to work the way I wanted to, ideally. Yeah, I was led to believe that it would just kind of stay there and you'd be good to go, but they were bouncing all over the place, and I wasn't digging on that, and made it almost unfunctional, so I wasn't able to. I almost lost this pickaxe into it. I was like, where'd it go? But that's what that was. Okay, so there's the enchantment table. There's the map I've kind of explored, and I went out on my boat and sailed this whole section around here. Again, I'm pointing at it, but you can't see it. All of that water, I sailed on my little boat all around. I couldn't find anything, so I went right back to my island, excuse me, and was contemplating whether or not to open up another gate or expand out the map and go sailing in the other quadrant to the west. And now that I've found that acacia tree stuff, I suspect I will do exactly that. Down there is just a single mine pit to several branch nodes, nothing spectacular. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was. This whole thing is I was torching up in the island in preparation of being able to go outside anytime I want. Whoops, 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 whoops. There we go. Fudge, 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 fudge. That's okay. Some of it was no doubt ready to be plucked. I wonder why it was, you know what? Complete from scratch, restart. It's reboot time, son. Yeah. At least make it look cleaner for a little bit. Man, I'm all over the place trying to give a little rundown of this. I'll clip it together in an appropriate fashion. Okay. So, yes, I am going to chop down all these trees. I think what I'm aiming to do, I want to take a look at it for posterity before I take out that center plank. I think what I intend to do is make it so that this oak wood grows on the outside. With that beam up there, 7 high, it ends up limiting the growth of these trees. Now, in the past, it would grow 5, 6 high and stop there, but now they're just growing 4 high and that's it. So I'm wondering if I should extend it up even 1. That might be something I do. I might extend this one up 1. I'll get rid of the center one entirely. We'll run an experiment. I know that these oak trees will grow crazy high with multiple branches, and that was the reason why I wanted to keep them height restricted, so that I could just go right down this line, get them all, whoop, plant them, be on my way, come back whenever I needed to come back. Let me just go ahead and get rid of all these then. I'll be back in a second. Okay, while that's all decaying, so I can give you a good close-up look of what was going on the inside, let me continue explaining what's going on here. This is the center of the world, the spawn chunk, I think it's called. And this one and this one are the spawn chunk difference. That's the actual center. So 0, 1, 64 out, right? 64 in, much like that is out 64. That's 0, 1 to 64, so that's actually 1 block in. And then 64 up, and then 32 more up. And this is where I'm going to build my mob spawner here in a little bit. Nice open water. I've never had a Minecraft seed that had huge open water like this. I'm usually near like jungle biomes and desert biomes and regular canopy forests and things like that. I've never had a nice ocean one, and I'm really digging the view. So I want to get that done. I also have been thinking about contemplating building a mega structure in the form of a bridge going to that acacia island over there. Beyond the acacia is a desert biome, so that's I'm kind of intrigued by that, because beyond desert biomes, I might be able to find some actual other living people. I haven't run into a single person yet. I haven't found any mob spawners down in my cave. I hear some, but I haven't busted through into any cave systems yet. Over there is big land, so I'm thinking about creating a mob spawner. I'm thinking about a mega bridge. I'm thinking about adding, just maybe leaving the interior for bigger trees, getting rid of this one piece. Look, I like the way that looks. It's such a minimalistic look, right? And I really like the color combinations here with the oak and the sandstone. I know that's so common, but I don't know. I just like the way it looks. It's the first time I've done it with that particular look. Usually it's like cobblestone or all dirt or whatever I happen to do. This one I took some time and made it look pretty, so I'm kind of happy about it. I still got all of this. This is for those books. there were 2 or 3 other trees. These trees, there was like 3 or 4 trees when I first got here. Chopped them all down and had a tree farm there to start while I was trying to build a house over here before I swapped that idea. Out there beyond there, I'm not sure what I'm going to do out there either, but I might make a 10 by 10 or 9 by 9 jungle tree farm. Those are the ones where you plant the 4 saplings and they grow up as a huge mega tree in the center and have that water stream into a center thing too. The reason I like the water stream is because I can leave them, go about my business, and the saplings will all drop, and later on I can come back and pick them all up. But those, let me see. So that's what I'm going for here with this particular seed. There's always something to do, isn't there? In Minecraft, you're like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this. And then just all the things I'm thinking about doing right now. A mob spawner, which will get done sooner rather than later. All right. This, I might map out the entire spawn chunk, right? That I have to do. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to have to create another portal, and I'm almost at that point where I could probably stand to go into the nether and grab some quartz and things like that. Over there, I might do. I don't know what I might do over there. I might just turn this whole island. I need to torch up the whole island, right? And then reconsider whether or not I'm going to use this tree farm to turn everything into tiki torches. Unfortunately, you can't put 2 fence posts and then a torch on top of it. Or can you? Yeah, you could. You can't put them on the side. That's what's weird. You can't put them on the side. I still have the guardian thing over there I got to deal with. There's a small island there. There's a small island there. There's a small desert-like island over there. Like, legitimate desert with a cacti over that way. I haven't dealt with that. But I think my next thing is to finish torching up the island and take down this center strut just so I can see if I can get some acacia to grow and see how I'm going to deal with those other tree types. Leaving the oak on the outside and the inside. The whole point of putting oak on the inside and the outside is so you can plant them one next to the other and they just grow next to each other. And then you have that one line of wood. You saw me run through it. But not every tree does that. In fact, they're the only ones that do, to my knowledge. So what I'm going to be doing is getting rid of this guy. I think I'm going to leave these, because these are 7, and then that's the bottom floor, the bottom half of 7. If it were the top half of 7, I wonder if it would grow taller. Probably not. Probably doesn't matter. But if I put it up any higher, they'll grow through it and go crazy. They will if it's dirt. Maybe not if it's wood. No, but I kind of like it the way it's for. It cost me a little bit of time, but that's all right. All right, so let me... Whoop! Oh, I didn't make it. No, I'm losing my touch. Oh. Oh, man. That's 2 fails.